Happy Friday Eve, everyone. I can't believe we are in August already. I feel like my summer has gone so fast. And that kind of makes me a little sad because summer is my favorite season of all. I like hot, I like everything about summer. But today it feels like fall. I'm actually wearing my windbreaker / raincoat. We've been having some pretty heavy rainstorms lately, but I'm on my lunch break and I need to exercise. I have a desk job, so sitting for as long as I do kind of takes the toll on me. And of course, I have my wild hair. It's always wild. It's even worse than the wind, but whatever. So, I just wanted to make a little video. I like social media. I am in my mid-40s and social media, like MySpace, came out when I was like 22, 23-ish, if that ages me at all. I've got the puffy eyes today too. Ugh. Anyway. But then, Facebook came out later and, I've been on social media from the get-go. And I am probably a good 10 to 20 years younger than a lot of people that are in my grief group. And so, I don't know. I feel like everybody says poo-poos on social media. I don't know. I don't live my life by social media. I enjoy sharing my thoughts and feelings. I enjoy seeing other people's thoughts and feelings. I love seeing pictures of my nephews that live on the West Coast, and I love seeing all the things that my giant family is up to, So, I like social media. A lot of people don't. But I also really like the timeline feature, where it shows you, like, on this day, and it goes through, like, every post you've ever made on that day, usually. Since my son died, I actually really like it because it helps me to connect the dots and try to remember happy things most of the time that are part of my life before all this craziness happened. And I always get to see, pictures and things, posts about things that kind of sometimes make me laugh. But on August 6th, 2 days ago, I had the reminder of asking my friends and family members for prayers for my oldest son because he was really going through it, and that I had a lot on my mind and on my heart, and was asking God to give me strength to get through the day. And I remember that day. That was the day I found out that my son was using crack. Because one of the people involved in the situation he was in posted on his Facebook page that Jordan was a crackhead. And Mama Bear came out. And I was like, who the hell do you think you are calling my son a crackhead on Facebook for the world to see? Like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, no, ha ha, he's really a crackhead. He drives to such and such city and scores it, and like, dude outed himself as being involved in this shit. Excuse my language. But that started the progression, the conversations. And I called my son immediately, and I'm like, what is going on? What is this? What is this? Why is this person saying this about you? And he fessed up, and he said it was. And he said that this person, who is actually at that time was 21 years old, and my son was 16, so I probably could have had him put in jail, but I didn't think that far ahead. All I cared about was getting my son out of the situation and trying to make things better. At that time, he was living with his grandmother on his dad's side because there was a lot of drama between his father and I. He was staying there. And I was like, nope, you can't stay there anymore. You have to come home. You have to live with us again. And, started a whole thing. And he did. He moved back home. And I have to tell you something. Insurance companies, the insurance company that I was dealing with back then, which was United Healthcare, they're fucking assholes. Because my son, he went through the withdrawal process himself. He went through 3 days of hell, being sick, shaky, the whole nine, and he withdrew himself. So when I called them to look for treatment centers to help him, they're like, oh, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need inpatient because, he's already gotten himself sober. I'm like, seriously? Of course, this was 9.5 years ago. And, 9 years ago, yeah. And my mind was blown. I was pissed. So mad. Contacted our employee benefit hotline, try to figure out what to do next because they declined to allow him to go inpatient. But we got him hooked up with a therapist, which he did see for a while. And then there was a whole other string of events. Like, from that moment on, our family was on edge. Our family's life was completely resolved and revolved around trying to get my son sober and keep him that way. And there are periods of time where we fought. There are periods of time where he hated me. He hated my husband. He hated his father. Whew. But we tried really hard. So it's hard to see stuff like that. It's hard to see just a little post with 3 lines of a sentence. And I guess the point of it is, don't judge people. You have no idea what a 3-sentence post really means. And B, don't judge people because they live a different way than you. You don't like it? Keep it moving. That's how I feel about it. Kind of pissed me off, actually. But I don't know. 8 years. 8 years we tried. And for people that have younger kids, you're letting your kids on social media, you best be on their page and you best know who their friends are. Even if it's not social media, you need to know who their friends are. You need to know who the parents of their friends are. My youngest child is not so happy, I think, because she gets the downfall of all the knowledge that I have now. And I'm a bit of a stricter parent than I was back then. But you have to be, especially in this age. back then, 9 years ago, there wasn't any synthetic fentanyl on the streets. And now, just about every single bit of party drug or illicit drug that's out there is laced. So, gotta be vigilant. And who gives a shit what anybody says or thinks about you or your kid? Because in the end, it's you and your kid and your family that matters. And I love you and I support you. And if you're going through it, I'll be praying for you. I'll see you all another time. Bye.